With property prices on land rising higher and higher, people are looking to the water for new, affordable ways to build and live.
It doesn't feel like I'm living in a boat. I feel like I have a home and it just happens to float.
From overcoming the unique challenges of constructing...
Oh, we're going to crash at the top.
...and moving these innovative homes...
The time to worry is when you see me panic.
...to fitting out their interiors.
The old house, we could get 3 of them in this.
From aquatic apartments to barge conversions, and from the smallest of waterborne bungalows to the largest of floating mansions. As we follow the pioneers taking the ultimate plunge as they build their own incredible floating homes. Today, this young couple from London
New window in.
dive into the deep end to build their very first home.
This is dangerous because there's so much force involved. If it can go through steel, it can go through anything.
Are these novice builders out of their depth?
What have been the biggest lows of this project?
Money.
Everyone knows that getting on the property ladder these days can be a wallet-crippling experience, so it's easy to understand why some couples may consider a floating home as a first step. Well, that's exactly what Londoners Annie and Charles have done, but not just for financial reasons, because they are determined to get their hands dirty. Really dirty. We're on the River Thames in Hampton, in southwest London. Winding through 9 counties, England's longest river stretches for a spectacular 215 miles. 25-year-old sailing enthusiast Charles Anderson and his 24-year-old partner Annie Ridley love to spend their free time out on the river. In fact, they love it so much, they plan to live on it.
I've been part of the sailing club since I was 7, so I've definitely grown up with the water sort of lifestyle. You're always in a beautiful location if you're always on the river.
Yeah, it's a great escape. So putting the two together to be able to both live and also still be active in Hampton, bring it on.
Charles and Annie are not going for your usual boring starter home. Oh no. Even without any building experience at all, this adventurous couple have set themselves the challenge to build their waterborne home themselves.
We were looking around the UK for Dutch barges, but we hit quite a few dead ends with our budget. So we looked further afield, and in the Netherlands, they had some really fantastic boats for much lower prices.
After looking for 6 months, they bought this. A 108-year-old working Dutch oil barge, which they've named the Duchess 1910. You might think this is just a 19 by 4 metre hulk of rust. For Annie and Charles, it was love at first sight.
We want to do as much as we can. We're, millennials, so we know YouTube really well, so we're trying to learn as many techniques and tricks and just find out how to do things. That's why I want to get into every part of this boat and know how every element of it works.
To make their crazy dream come true, they bought the historic hull for just £22,000, plus an extra £8,000 to ship it the 350 miles from Amsterdam to Hampton. Add to that the fact that they hope to spend just 30 grand turning it into a home, and this sounds like a very ambitious plan indeed.
You've got these amazing curves, and it would be such a shame to cover all of this up.
To keep to that tiny budget, they're doing much of the work themselves and learning pretty much everything from scratch. No pressure then.
Anything that we need to, task that we have to tackle, we'll figure it out, and we'll do it, and keep it as cost-effective as we can.
Yeah. Do you split the roof in two? Because it's going to be quite wide.
While many wouldn't dream of tackling a job like this, Charles and Annie are made of sterner stuff. Architect Annie has designed their new home, and Charles hopes to do much of the work around his day job as an art director.
Make use of the wheelhouse in the morning, having breakfast, looking at the view.
And looking into this really snuggy area with a wood-burning stove.
Yeah, it's really exciting working together, actually.
See how it goes? Oh, yeah, no, I didn't mean to say it like that.
Annie and Charles' design will turn this century-old classic into a rustic, stylish home. They're making a new, bigger wheelhouse from Iroko, a durable African hardwood cheaper than oak. This will be a working helm and also a comfy area to relax in. The wheelhouse leads down into the open-plan living area. Charles and Annie hope to build their own stainless steel kitchen with concrete worktop. There'll be antique brass windows and portholes, adding character, and a custom-made wood-burning stove. They plan to fit a surprisingly big bathroom, while their bedroom will have a hand-built bed covering the hot water tanks. A roof window will flood the room with light. Charles and Annie hope to be in their new floating home by the summer, so 5 months' time.
I'm looking forward to making it, turning this big hunk of metal into something tangible and a home. So yeah, journey begins.
To help fund the build, currently they're living with Charles's parents.
Charles and Annie moved back here to give themselves the opportunity to pay less rent. It's lovely to have them here, but I think that they will be ready to move on. They've been dreaming about this for years now.
Work begins on the barge in February. The first task is to bring more light into the dungeon-like living space. They're installing windows, including 4 of these vintage portholes. A salvage bargain that cost just £150 each.
I think it's about showing off these bits of history as we're trying to do up this boat as best as we can.
These novice builders have already attempted cutting holes in the steel walls using a template. Didn't exactly go to plan.
We started by getting a template.
Cardboard
Cardboard, as the material flexes and it doesn't give you reliable rectangular lines.
Take 2, a plywood version.
So now we've cut this out, it's just much better. It's much of a truer line. It's easier to work to. It's these sorts of things which obviously you have to learn from. And it's these sorts of things that, being novices in this, means that it's going to take us longer to work it out than somebody who's knows the trade.
Cutting holes in the 8mm thick steel is no simple task. First-time builder Charles has even taught himself to weld. They slice the 4 rectangular portholes for the windows into the walls and create 22 bolt holes for each frame. Holes cut, they need a bit of extra help to put the hefty windows into place, so they've begged a favour from Charles's dad, Kevin.
I do specifics, but we try and keep our distance, otherwise we'd be down here every weekend.
The brass windows weigh in at a whopping 33 kilos each.
Ready? So this needs to go up a bit. No, we've got to hold this in one place, guys.
Yeah, but where? Is that it? It's bloody heavy. And I'm holding this thing, and there's Charles floating about, going, "Oh, just a bit longer, Dad." And I was thinking, actually, I'm in trouble here. This is gonna go.
Coming.
Okay.
Dad, is that one in line?
It takes all 3 of them to line the window up and get the bolts in. But at last.
New window in.
Ooh!
Oh, it's great.
This eager couple are now a step nearer their dream with a stunning view onto the Thames.
Go on and crack on.
Cheeky.
To save even more money, Charles and Annie are sourcing many parts second-hand. Today, they're at a maritime jumble sale.
Industrial goes with our boating theme.
Yeah.
These places are treasure troves for anything nautical.
Well, I just got them in the tenant.
Awesome. We're slowly ticking things off the list.
Although you don't always need to know what something's called to know what it's for.
I just got these, what are they called? They're basically, I don't know what they are.
They're called Jubilee clips, Charles. They hold pieces of hose together. And just before they hit the road with a boot full of nautical booty, Annie finds what every aspiring home builder wants from a good jumble sale.
Oh, I could get my own welding mask. They've got one over there.
Yeah, go have a look.
Treat myself.
Lots of people considering a floating home are put off because they're concerned about being cold and damp during our long winters, which is fair enough. And that conundrum brings us on very neatly to the next challenge facing first-time builders Annie and Charles: how to stay warm.
The problem with big steel boats is that they're absolutely freezing cold.
Heating their home is a priority, and although Annie and Charles are on a tight budget, they still want something stylish as well as economical. First, to keep the heat in, they'll insulate the hull by spraying it with polyurethane foam. With no room or budget for a central heating system, they've got ambitious plans to build their own wood-burning stove. This will be the centerpiece of the home. If it's built correctly, it'll give off a huge 5 kilowatts of heat, enough to heat the whole barge.
Thermally insulating that properly will make a massive difference. And it will turn it from, its heyday being a commercial boat into a livable residential environment.
Before they can install the insulation, they need to fit battens to support the interior walls. This should be a job for an expert carpenter. As ever, they're keen to save money, so are tackling it themselves, learning as they go.
I've had no experience.
It's a tricky task that requires brute force and a nail gun.
This is dangerous because there's so much force involved, and it's going through steel. If it can go through steel, it can go through anything. That didn't go through, did it? That wasn't enough pressure.
With an impact force of 250 pounds, can Charles do it any better?
Oh, let's split it. We're both at the same level, I feel like, with the nail gun experience. Neither of us got more experience than each other.
After a bit more trial and error...
But yeah, that's in, that's solid, so that's not going to move.
They get the hang of it, but it takes them 4 days to install all 175 battens. With so much to learn, it's no surprise that inexperience, combined with tiredness, means there are a few missteps along the way, like lining the interior of the hull.
It's currently been waxy oiled because we originally wanted to protect the steel. We've realised that the actual spray insulation won't stick to a waxy, sticky surface, like anything an oil-based surface. So the process now is to sort of prepare for that and remove it, which is a bit of a long-haul thing to do, but...
It's frustrating that we didn't know this before, so we could have prepared this in a different way, for example, painted it. So then we won't have to, have this problem.
For first-time buyers like Charles and Annie, getting onto the property ladder is becoming more and more difficult every year. One way of achieving this relatively cheaply is to invest in a floating home. Today, many young people are converting Dutch barges into comfortable dwellings. These magnificent vessels are a feature of Dutch waterways. They were originally built to transport cargo, such as building materials and even boxes of tulip bulbs along the canals of Amsterdam. Three months after starting work, with the waxy coating removed, the insulation can go in. Although they wanted to do everything themselves because of the chemicals involved, This is a job for the professionals. The £3 cost eats up a serious chunk of their minuscule £30,000 budget.
We spray it on, it gets into all the nooks and crannies. It'll keep it warmer than what it is at the moment, that's for sure.
With the insulation in, I pop along to see how things are going. Hi, Annie. How are you? Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. It's coming on.
Yeah.
It's looking cool. Wow, it does look pretty dramatic now you've sprayed it.
Yeah, it does. You feel that sense of, well, a bit more of a comfort level as well.
To be fair, Annie, I think that's probably overstating it at the moment. It's clearly, in your head, clearly, it's almost there. In my head, it's quite a long way from finished, I'd say. What I love is all your portholes and the fact that you've put these... Were these here?
No, these are new, and we've salvaged them from old ships, and it's brilliant that we've been able to get a set of 4.
They are really lovely, aren't they? So you've got snug at the back.
Yeah.
Kitchen, living space.
Yeah. And then...
Sleeping quarters?
We have sleeping quarters in the bow.
It's not that big, Annie. But the bottom line is you only sleep in there, don't you? You're going to spend most of your time living in here, so...
I think that's right. There's like a balance of where we spend most of our time, and if we have to like crawl into bed, then I'm sort of happy with that.
I'm guessing that for you as an architect, you've planned every tiny little step of this, and everything is in, even if it's not on paper, it's in your head.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We're also being inspired by what we salvage and how we want different materials to be together and how they could be kind of celebrated. So, you know, by mixing the brass and the aluminium together, that's tying in with quite a few things.
I think what I love is it just makes a really big statement that you are salvaging, you're cherishing heritage and old stuff, and you want something very modern, very contemporary in terms of a place to live, but still cherishing all these old things. And I think, you know, I'm getting older. I love people who cherish old things because I need cherishing at some point.
Don't we all?
Yeah, exactly. The next major stage of Charles and Annie's build is to create a brand new wheelhouse. The original one was too dark and small and was removed. They've designed a light-filled modern helm over twice as big as the original, with 16 huge wooden windows. This will give them the 360-degree views they need to sail and to enjoy the River Thames. To help them, newly bearded Charles has called in another money-saving favour from best mate and carpenter, Charlie. They're very busy. Should we disturb them?
Guys?
Hello.
Hello.
You're totally engrossed. Hi, Mark. Charlie, nice to see you. So you are doing what with this?
I'm involved in the Wheelhouse.
So just talk me through the design then.
So currently we're based around here. We've got this is what we currently see at the moment. The challenge for us today and going forward is to create a level bed to then build the Wheelhouse up from.
Your plan is to still have this boat essentially drivable.
Yeah, that's really important.
What's good is it's what your eye gets drawn to whenever you look at a barge, in my view. And so it's the bit that's got to look, for me, has got to look absolutely right. That's why it's very good news that you're involved.
Come on board.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Can't wait to see it take shape. In Hampton, fledgling boat builders Annie and Charles have big plans for their wheelhouse. Having removed the tiny old one, they now want to create a much larger modern helm that they can also lounge in. But money is very tight, so Charles has to add another string to his bow, and fast. Carpentry. How hard can that be?
The girth of the wood is perfect for this.
Old college pal Charles Deadman is in charge of the design.
It's like we're at university again. Come on, right, let's go.
First job, create a level metal base for the timber wheelhouse to sit on.
Where there's a new weld, we need to grind it down to make it flush.
Now they can measure up for the timber framework that will hold the panoramic windows.
Put that nice and tight against the metal.
Are you sure that's right?
Measure twice, cut once. Oh, wow.
Little more work needed there, guys. All measurements taken, all they need now is for the Iroko wood to be delivered. How are you getting on with the welding?
Yeah, it's nothing I've done before, so I'm learning as we go. But it seems to be holding, and they seem to be improving as I go along. So yeah.
So let me get this right then. Prior to you starting on this epic adventure,
Yeah.
epic engineering adventure,
Yeah.
you'd never done any welding at all?
No.
Any
no.
metal work at all?
No.
Had you ever used cutting discs, grinders?
No, actually, no, I haven't actually. No cutting.
I'm fishing here to hopefully find a question that the answer is yes to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's
no,
not
but in
gonna
terms of metal, no. I've done bits and bobs of wood and stuff, and a little bit of glass fibre for a rowing boat that I did up. And I suppose from that rowing boat and from my granddad, that's where I got the confidence to sort of attack this adventure.
So your granddad, was he a boat builder then?
No, he was sort of a handyman, so he had loads of different tools and he had a massive workshop full of them and lots of skills which I would have loved for him to pass on to me. But just before we bought this boat, he passed away, so it was quite sad really that I couldn't share and learn from him.
But it's fair to say then, all this has been, you are learning quite literally on the job.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a steep learning curve. As this determined couple want to do as much of the work as possible, the summer deadline comes and goes, and the Duchess is still far from finished. Plus, the budget is starting to climb. So Charles gives up his job to devote himself to the Duchess full-time.
I think it's almost better because when we're trying to get something done, just having an evening or having 2 days at the weekend to do it isn't enough.
Charles and Annie want their Waterborne home to be a mobile des res that can sail under its own power. So next job is to get the engine going. With the budget tighter than ever, they've called in another favour from family friend Colin.
It's quite a sexy bit. This is a supercharger.
He's been tasked with making their floating home mobile again, but it won't be easy.
We haven't got any manuals for this engine. We don't know how old it is. It's American, 2-stroke diesel. Suck it and see, really. We're learning about it as we go along.
Colin changes the oil, refills the fuel, cleans from top to bottom. It's crunch time. Will it start?
OK.
Yeah.
Whoa! There's fuel leaking out the bottom of the filter housing.
Oh.
That's not good. So Colin removes the leaky filter, sorts the seal, and reinstalls it. To give it one last go.
Ready?
Yep.
She's blowing! I love the sound as well. It sounds like really meaty.
As a new diesel engine would have set them back around 15 grand, Colin has saved the couple a fortune. So, how's the rest of the build coming on?
This is the kitchen area here. It's obviously a work in progress, as you can see. We've raised it up so we can see out the windows, and it separates this kitchen from the rest of the rooms. There's going to be a cooker this side and the sink this side. And then along the back here, we're going to have our dishwasher, washing machine, and dryer, maybe? We'll see how much money we've got. And then we'll be stepping down into the main living room. We're going to have, a few sort of a table here and a few comfortable chairs around. And we're going to have, obviously, a fantastic fireplace and a fire, obviously our bespoke fire, roaring in the background there. The floor is actually made from scaffolding boards. They look really clean and tidy at the minute, but essentially we got a whole pile of disused scaffolding boards and we sanded them all back and revealed the grain.
With winter approaching, Charles and Annie's thoughts turn back to heating and that wood-burning stove at the heart of the living room. As ever, they're saving cash by taking on the mammoth task themselves. But they need some help, so they've travelled 264 miles to Cornwall, the home of metal crafting guru Daniel Harding. He spent 25 years turning scavenged iron into beautiful custom-made stoves.
It's a blacksmith thing to recycle where possible, and certainly just to discard it just seems, especially if you can find another use.
Dan's found the perfect thing for the job, a trawler buoy that washed up 30 years ago.
Perfect. Yeah, cool.
God, it's heavy. So we'll cut that bit out as a first thing.
The first task is to cut a 150mm circle for the stove's flue pipe.
Yes, that's a really neat hole.
And an unexpected bonus. They can also reuse the inside of the buoy.
We're cleaning this up, making that a nice smooth circle, and then this will be attached to the base.
Next, some more salvaged cut-price materials. An old porthole becomes the stove door. Dan replaces the normal glass with toughened heat-proof glass.
This is really looking great. I'm happy with the size of it, and the brass looks awesome against the black.
Building the stove takes 2 days and £350. A bargain compared to the £2,500 you'd typically pay for a brand new bespoke version.
Dad, you got that lighter?
Oh, it's got a really good light.
I haven't done a good job, guys.
Yes!
With the burner transported to Hampton, Charles drafts in some more cheap labour, his big brother Jamie, to help him install it.
He's got a wonderful way of pulling everybody in. A lot of people, I think, have turned up here not quite knowing why Charles has invited them down, maybe to have a look at the boat.
It's just getting up there. That's going to be the...
Jamie may be starting to regret visiting his little brother, as the stove weighs a whopping 55 kilos.
I've been hoodwinked. Just lever it over. Yeah. Happy?
OK, yeah, I got it. What if you just hold it from there? Would that be all right?
Hold it from there?
Yeah.
Can we just scratch that?
All right, Jamie, take your time.
You what?
Yeah.
Keep looking it out.
After a battle with the burner, all that's left is to install the flue. To do this, they need to cut a hole in the roof. But it has to be in exactly the right place for the pipe to drop onto the stove.
I'm good at welding now, so I can repair it.
Hole cut, Charles lowers the flue. But will it line up?
We're in.
Oh, it looks great, doesn't it?
It's really good.
In Hampton on the River Thames, boat building beginners Annie and Charles are on an epic DIY adventure. They are rapidly mastering the fine art of make, do and mend. And let me tell you, they are fearless. There's no task these two won't tackle. As the new year begins, Charles retreats to the warmer confines of his parents' garage to keep the pace of the build-up.
Currently, I am making the Wheelhouse door. I've never made a door before. Yeah, it's everything in this project new.
The creation of the Iroko wood wheelhouse has become a real labour of love.
To see the wheelhouse finished will be a real triumph for Charles. He's had to really dig deep to find skills that he didn't know existed.
Voila.
Window number 16 complete. After being given quotes of over 20 grand to have it custom made, Charles has built the wheelhouse himself for just 6.
Really impressed with the result. It's beautiful. From the designs to actually physically seeing it here is quite surreal. It's a lot of agonising over the designs and things, so it's made it all worth it.
The final piece of the puzzle, the custom-built door.
So the door's going to go in here. It's going to be stable doors, so this section will be able to open. I'm just looking forward to living in it now.
Well, they say time waits for no man, and that's definitely the case with Charles and Annie. 13 months after starting work, these young novice builders have handcrafted a very livable Waterborne home.
So, first things first, this project is not quite finished, but then given Annie and Charles's issues, shall I say, with money, time management, and their obsession with doing everything themselves, it never will be. So on occasions like this, it's very important to remember that famous old saying, never judge a barge by its cover.
Hello, grafters.
Hiya.
Hi, Mark.
Tell you what, there is nothing Heath Robinson about your gangplank.
So
nightmare. How you doing? Good to see you.
Very good
Really good to see you. And you're both looking well and clean and happy.
I know, it feels strange to be in, like, nice
Yeah.
clothes again, well, especially me.
Cool to be on it, though, and potentially livable.
Potentially livable, yes, yeah.
And it's alive. There's smoke coming out of a chimney.
Yes.
There is. It's indicating that it's nice and warm in there.
Yeah.
It's a bit cold out here. Do you want to have a look?
Bring you in.
You know, I thought you were never going to ask. You just got too hard, you two.
After months of planning and building, the new supersized Iroko wheelhouse is a tall, elegant helm, giving 360-degree views over the River Thames.
I tell you what, when you get up close to this, you suddenly realise how big it is.
Yeah.
Because it is huge, isn't it?
It is. It is a really big space. It's actually bigger than we thought it would be.
Yeah, it's very generous, but you know, it's been brilliant being able to extend that area.
Yeah, we extended it
so
back.
that was a really clever move, wasn't it? Because, I mean, that's not only a nice seating area, that's another bed.
Yeah, it is. I think we would probably have to knock a few bridges down to go on to
Did you check that?
Yeah, we haven't.
Yeah,
and it's all dismantleable. So
It is.
I made it in
Modules.
16 modules.
So you've got one, these are two separate, the doors are separate.
So you did it, because when I was here last, the plan was, right at the outset, that your friend was going to do all this woodwork for you.
Yeah, no, Charlie was helping us design it, and we were going to outsource to get it properly made. But when we started to get some quotes back, we were like, wow, that is a lot more than we expected.
Almost as much as the boats, you know, pretty much bought it, pretty much.
Really? What, and you chose Iroko because?
Iroko is a very, sort of forgiving wood. It's like 95% of the grain, so there's less knots in it, so you can get more for your money in terms of the wood. And it's a nice colour.
And how much have you enjoyed actually building it yourself rather than getting somebody else to do it?
I'm really glad I built it myself. It's just been a really great experience, and I love working with this wood, and it's giving me the confidence to do other things in the future. You know, if I can build a wheelhouse, build a house, you know, I can build anything. Yeah, I can do anything.
Their determination to do everything themselves has resulted in this once dank dungeon becoming a light-filled and comfortable home. With an open-plan kitchen, cool bathroom with handmade copper piping, and a cosy, snug and welcoming bedroom.
Well, welcome.
Oh my God. That is nothing like I thought it would be. I'm instantly drawn
to the fireplace.
To the fire, which is, it's like one of those big diving helmets.
Yes, yeah.
True.
That's how we made it.
That is properly cool. That is the best log burner I've ever seen.
Oh,
Awesome.
fantastic.
It looks brilliant. And the wall behind is like Corten steel.
Yeah, but this is
over here as well.
Yeah, so that was a real experiment because we looked into getting and just buying Corten steel, but the process, it was very expensive, but the process was fantastic.
A great bargain. It would have cost £450 to buy already done. They bought the metal for just £150 and did the finish themselves.
That was a birthday present. The metal
that was so
was my
funny.
birthday present.
Wetsuit or some steel?
Wetsuit or some steel, and it was the steel and some hydrogen peroxide and vinegar and wire wool.
You know how to treat a girl, don't you?
You know, I'm just so good at it.
That would personally, actually, that was my request.
Was it?
Yeah.
For my birthday, I'd like some steel and some acid. Please, that would be perfect. This is lovely, really lovely rust. I mean, it's galley. It's not a bad space, is it? It's not. It's not really tiny.
It's not finished. It might be still.
What is? I hadn't even actually clocked that. Do you feel this might have gone one step too far in terms of like rustic DIY?
No. Cool. This would have cost a lot of money if we hadn't done it.
What is it?
It's concrete.
Solid concrete?
Yeah, solid, yeah.
How thick?
2 inches, but it's got a 2.5-inch edging to it. Should just about have dried now. Because we did it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And the thriftiness continues with their self-built burner that, apart from the price of a few logs, costs absolutely nothing to run.
Wow, your great ball of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it's called, named it...
Naughty Boy.
Naughty Boy.
It's just it is lovely. And that is a proper porthole that you reconfigured with fiberglass.
We worked with Dan and Lucy down in St Ives. Yeah, that is an old trawler buoy, which has been outside Dan's workshop for 30 years.
So the actual original design was to have a floating stove, and we wanted it to be on ball bearings. We were inspired by this one, which was about 10 grand. You can cook your pizza in it. And then, we had to try and create that, but not for 10 grand.
So how important for you guys is this as a kind of centrepiece for the whole project?
It's the heart.
Yeah, it is true. It's the main warmth to this space.
It really kicks it out as well.
Yeah.
We were surprised that, because we made it, how efficient it is. And you can really close off all the air and control it as well. And yeah, it's the centrepiece. It's the lifeblood, I think, of the boat at the minute.
And the porthole's another fantastic piece of salvage.
As well as the vintage brass windows, Annie and Charles have installed 8 recycled portholes to bring plenty of light into their unique living space.
We actually got these from India, from the scrapyard in India, and then we had them shipped over.
But
so again, we didn't go for the old PVC trick. We just went a bit nautical and a bit crazy.
But what's lovely is things like that, they would have been salvaged from a ship. How many people will have looked through there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In terms of a story. And there's something that's what's lovely about salvaging things, is that people have touched them, all the scratches, all the scrapes, everything on them is part of history.
Between the living area and the bedroom, a surprisingly large bathroom.
That's huge.
It's a generous bathroom.
How many people are you going to get in here in one go?
Whole family, actually.
Yeah.
Was it always the intention to have it this size?
You find when you go on boats, everything, like the kitchen, is pinched in, as well as the bathroom. And I think it's space where we wanted to enjoy, you're going to spend time in. This is becoming almost our little sanctuary. It's just creating in a bubble. We've got a few features in here which are also salvaged. And
so what are those?
So what you're standing on in the shower.
The shower grate.
That was from an old ocean liner, and that's teak. And
we got that for like £40.
We've got our copper bowl,
which we got in France when we went there for a holiday. I think we got that for €15.
Yeah.
And then we turned that into the sink.
So and then you've just done the copper pipe work as the...
Yes, yeah. We do want to compromise in the bathroom. We have in the bedroom.
Although the walls and ceiling need finishing, their bedroom is warm, light-filled and comfortable.
Well, this is properly cosy.
Yes.
This is properly cosy. Oh, my word. Gosh, that is a big transformation putting that in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really brings a little light into the room. And it makes it feel a lot taller, because obviously I can't stand up in here.
Try, just now, try.
I'm totally fine.
Oh, yeah, we can see you designed this space.
What is amazing, actually, is when you are sort of sitting down or laying on the bed, you can obviously, one, see the sky, but it too makes the room feel a lot bigger. But also, you know, in the night, you get to see the stars as well, which is quite romantic.
Because it must feel nice that you've got to a point where you can close it up, it's weatherproof, it's secure, you can keep it warm, you've got some of the basics in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got those fundamentals, and now it's a case of making sure we've, you know, all the plumbing sorted, all the electricity sorted, but at least we've broken the back of it now.
Did you ever wonder whether you would get to that point of breaking the back? It's a big deal, that, when you've done enough of it that you go, oh, hang on, we are really getting somewhere.
I think this final push has been brilliant to do. Otherwise, it could have gone on for months and months and months.
Yeah, it could easily keep dragging on, I suppose, but it's not a drag because we enjoy doing it.
Considering Annie has been working full-time, and Charles was for much of the year, it's impressive. There's an exquisite attention to detail, from the vintage lights, the antique windows, and of course, the amazing stove. It now looks and feels like a home. This enterprising couple have now got their feet firmly on the property ladder.
When I first met you, you were very gung-ho about, you know, putting your overalls on and let's get welding, let's get grinding, let's carve this boat up. In reality, did you kind of go home at night and feel, actually, this is quite a daunting prospect doing this, with no experience, no tools, no background in boat building?
We knew we could overcome any obstacle, I suppose. As in, you know...
It was always achievable.
You can learn how to do things, and you can... Yeah, it might take a bit longer, but you know you can finish it and get it to the level you want to in the end, so...
What have been the biggest lows of this project?
Biggest lows?
Money.
Yeah, money. But then, with that restriction of money, you then prioritise what you really need at that time.
Yeah. So what's the total figure so far, Annie?
For it to be bought and shipped over was about 30. So that's what we started off at. And yeah, if we've spent around 40, overall about sort of 70. Yeah. So we're really happy with that.
When completed, this stylish home could be worth more than 100 grand.
So individually, how would you sum up the last 12 months, Charles?
An awesome experience, and I'm going to be looking for experiences like this in lots of other projects that we tackle.
You Annie?
It's been fantastic to have this sort of opportunity and mindset that we just wanted to grab hold of, and it's brilliant being able to get this far. Really has. Really fantastic. I
mean, I have to say, I think you've done an incredible job, but I'm also unbelievably shocked that you pulled it off. I think you're an inspiration to people your age, I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
When you consider that just over a year ago, these guys had no boat building skills and no tools, it just shows you what you can achieve with vision, a can-do attitude, and a whole lot of hard graft. So when will this be finished? Well, who cares? because Annie and Charles are having a ball. And it's very clear to me they don't want it to end.
Here we go!
We've loved having them at home. We've loved being part of this. We're really proud. We're tired. It's been a good few days, final push, but it's created a wonderful place for them to live.
Yeah!